Resolving Your Fears and Anxieties. I'm Tim Brunson, the creator of the Hypnotherapy Solutions for Life series. Let's face it, for each and every one of us, there is something or someone who inspires in us a level of anxiety and dread, which can reasonably be referred to as fear. For some, it can be the thought of a snake, spider, dogs, or even wide open spaces. Others constantly live in utter misery, as they tend to avoid many of the sights, sounds, and occurrences of modern-day life. What causes this, and do we have a choice? As humans, we have a superior ability to anticipate and simulate. When we anxiously await the arrival of a person who we love or are overly concerned about the possibility of an adverse situation occurring, our brain goes through an anticipation and simulation process. In fact, there is a specific part of the brain which handles these natural functions. Interestingly enough, it is the same one that makes it possible for us to have imagination and which allows us to inhibit bad behavior. These permit our mind and body to begin preparing for an unexpected event. This process makes us more efficient, provided that we properly evaluate and classify our perceptions, and we are able to signal the brain when the necessary reactions are no longer needed. What I am referring to is a cycle with distinct steps. We perceive, interpret, find a solution, and react physiologically. Once the proper reaction has taken place, a specific part of the brain acts as an off switch and signals the cycle's completion. For instance, we see an item, interpret that it is something to which we must react, find a solution, react, and then return to our normal state. However, for many people this cycle fails to work smoothly. This results in fears, anxieties, phobias, compulsions, obsessions, and unwanted intrusive thoughts. Until there is an adequate escape mechanism, chronic stress often occurs. This in turn has adverse effects on mental and physical health. The solution to these problems is either to somehow disrupt the cycle or to artificially create a new off switch. Psychotherapists often use techniques such as getting their clients to imagine viewing themselves after stepping outside of their bodies whenever they detect that an anxiety has been triggered. This technique, which is called dissociation, is merely an attempt for the person experiencing the problem to see him or herself at a distance. Other avenues involve thought stopping and developing an improved sense of being able to change bodily sensations at will. Alternate off switches include things as simple as imagining or sensing anything exhilarating or humorous. I have successfully worked with many people who have developed a mental linkage between the anxiety or fear triggering event or item and memories of a time when they uncontrollably laughed. Strangely enough, such stimulation releases a chemical in the brain which is responsible for ending the cycle. When I wrote and produced the Anxiety and Stress Hypnotherapy CD and MP3 session, I had these ideas in mind. My goal was to give someone who was not at the point of needing professional help a tool with which to combat such fears. Of course, for other times, I highly suggest that a person seek professional care. This presentation is copyright 2011. However, please feel free to share it with your friends.